Hello again, and we continue our profile readings. And if you have watched already other profiles, we already have done 1, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. But today I'm going to talk about 6, 2. The reason is that I'm 6'2", and of course, whoever is aware of his own profile, it's easier to talk about it. So I think I'll be very comfortable to talk about a 6-2 and explaining 6 line in general. So any people who have a 6 line in their profile, they are here to live life that is divided in 3 parts. And when we say that this life is divided in 3 parts, we actually mean that these people feel like they have 3 different lives. So the period before 30 years old, it is just to experiment with everything that happens to you, which means before 30 years, 6 line has absolutely no chance to live life as a 6 line, because they say that it's not really a 6 profile yet. So first, your 30 years, you live the process of the 3rd line, and 3rd line is here to leave the experiment of trial and error process. The only difference here, even in this process, what Ra says that 3rd line is designed to have this kind of experience, and 6 line is not prepared. That's why first 30 years for 6 lines feel shocking, because 6 line is idealistic. It has a certain imprint inside, like how things should happen. It has certain vision from the time when we are born. 6 line can feel that it knows how the things should be arranged. And sometimes this vision is actually quite very suitable for the future. So by the time 6 line arrives to the age mark of 50, this is also the changes in the society will be just that way, as a 6 line when it was born already carried that kind of imprint. So it's like a 6 line is born a bit too early, when in a young age 6 line faces the situation in the society about so many things. 6 line is like, why? Like, it should be totally different. I know that people are ready for this, and for this. So they have this imprint image. But actually, that time will come only by the time the 6 line will reach that 50 mark. That time the society will be more or less at that point as when the 6 line was born, but already had the imprint and carried all those messages and all that vision. So when you're young as a 6 line, you basically face a lot of misunderstanding. So you're already, like, let's say, free inside of certain prejudice, or you think certain things do not matter, but they still matter, and they still are very active in terms of friendships, in terms of communication between people, how things work, how things are arranged, how the studying process is arranged, how you get a job. So you feel inside like things should be done differently, and what happens to you comes as a shock. And life before 30 years old for 6 line is like constantly things are just flying into you, and things are just happening, and you're like, whoa, like, why all these things are just happening to me? Like, and not only they're happening, like, they don't end up and they don't come out the way you imagine. So let's say friendship, yeah, 6 line maybe started very innocently, sincerely, and then the friendship will be the lesson to teach 6 line and to show how things can possibly not work in friendships. Then there is a love affair, And again, the love affair will go in such a way to teach and to show six lines how exactly it can go wrong or how it doesn't work correctly. And then if it's your first job or maybe it's your educational experience, exactly the same things will happen. Most probably everything will go in such way so that you get an experience how it's not correct, how it doesn't work, in which many possible ways. Doesn't sound like fun, right? And six line at some point before 30 can feel that something must be wrong with me, that all these things are happening, that I feel, whatever I'm trying, like in the end, it kind of goes wrong. This was the biggest relief for me, and this is how actually I started. This is how I woke up to human design, let's say, because when I was transitioning around the age of 30 something, and when I first heard explanation of Ra about the six profile, I was struck in the moment. Like I was just like, oh, so this is why it felt so wrong all these years. This is why it didn't work out. It's not my fault. Because six line is very self-critical, very, very much self-critical. So it's so important that before the age of 30, before this criticism actually happens, that six line will not condemn itself, that it will have, like there is a chance for six line to learn that this is the way my process goes. This is how it's arranged. This is just normal. So I was very, very lucky. Otherwise, you can get depressed. Six line can get suicidal. Can you imagine, like, if you love life, your friendships and your work all go wrong and you don't know the reason and you don't know that it's just the experience that, it's just an experience. After the age of 30, there is the next stage where it doesn't feel anymore that life just flies into your face. I literally, like, you start feeling like life slows down and you're like, really? Like, everything can be calm? I'm getting a break? Or, like, is it true? Like, things literally stop going wrong and you start to have a bit more peaceful time. You become also more reserved. You are not interested so much to interact with everybody because life is not happening with you as actively as before. This is the time when six line will start looking inward and discover a lot of things about itself. And it's not a very simple transition, because they say caterpillar should die before the butterfly can be born. So actually this process of disconnection from your old self feels a bit like death. Like you feel apathy, like you don't know who you are for a period of time and you don't know at all what you would like to do. Can you imagine if somebody with these symptoms is treated for depression with medicine and all that stuff? That's why I think knowing your design is crucial and so important. So when, for example, six line is going through its transitional period, there is just somebody to say to, or there is an information that it is just a process. It's just a period of time. You just need to go through this transitioning and you will see who you are again. You will find out what kind of new person you are. So everything I tell here about sixth line is suitable for 6-2, for 3-6 and 6-3. It's just that when you have sixth line in your personality, maybe it's more accurate because you are able to observe it much more. So it's not on your design side, it's on your personality side. I also forgot 4-6, pardon me. So from 30 to 50, there is a bit a quieter period in life for sixth line where we have time to work on our inner gifts, on to actually understand who we are, find out our inner truth. We change and we become a bit more objective on many things. And then when around the time of 50, please remember that because everybody has got different planets, so it can kick off a bit earlier, a year or two. Your transitioning can be longer, so you can transition between maybe 50 and 53, or you start your transition at 48. And then you feel like, oh, this is my ideal life. This is how things should work. It starts happening with the sixth line more or less. The way it was imagined in the beginning, but it will be very, very important for the sixth line to be exactly who he or she is, to be true to yourself. Because if you're not here to be yourself, you cannot be a role model. Because if you look at sixth line, it's a role model. It's here a role model to do what? Just to show to people that yes, you can have the life that you want and the life that you deserve, or the life that you think is suitable for you. That's sixth line. So 6 is a role model. 2 is a hermit, as we looked previously. So this line as well, this profile as well, needs a good balance between transpersonal 6 line and personal destiny line 2. If you don't find a balance between the me time and being there for everyone and having your interactions with everyone and fulfilling your destinies through destinies of other people, then you can't be yourself. So finding this balance between hermit line 2 and 6 line, that is interpersonal, that is a key, very much a key. I think I will continue talking about 6-2 in another video one more time, because I just have so much to say and this video is getting a bit longer. Hope you enjoyed it. 6 lines, if you have something to share, I'm always here, and I would always love to reflect on your experience and share a bit of my own, so please comment and let me know.